Hey, Joe here. I'm in the middle of replacing my rear wheel bearings, but I also have a Suspension Techniques upgraded rear sway bar that I'd like to swap out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that while most of the rear end is apart anyway. Since we're in here with all this stuff apart anyway, we're going to go ahead and attack this sway bar. See if we can't get it swapped out. Alright, the other bolt on this side is right in there. We just gotta get that loose. I sprayed some PB Blaster on it, hopefully that helps.
Your drive shaft is way tinier than mine.
Don't talk about the size of my shaft, Chartier.
I have to, because, oh my god.
Alright, just gotta do the same on the other side. Alright, my buddy Ryan's over there getting the other side of the sway bar loosened up, disconnected. I'm about to unbox this Suspension Techniques sway bar and see what it comes with. Alright, we got this almost all the way out of here now. Looks like we got a sway bar. And it looks like a box of stuff. We'll have to see what's in that box. Oh man, what's in the box? Ooh, all kinds of stuff. Anything useful?
Not really. Not the end you were looking for, but...
Well, the bushings are in there. Just no sway bar end links. I hope the ones I have are good enough to reuse. Turns out these brackets back here have a bolt on the front and back side of the bracket, not just on one side with a hook in the other, like the front sway bar does. So, this has got to be removed here. Can't really get a good angle on what he's doing in there. It's pretty tight up in here.
Unless you got a Chartier.
There we go. We'll get that bolt out of there and hopefully be able to slide the sway bar out. Alright, so we got that sway bar out. Once everything was loose, it just took some clever wiggling to get that thing out of there. And now we're going to try and fish this new one back in there. It's just like a jigsaw puzzle, or like one of those fancy ring puzzles where there's only a certain way to get it apart and back together. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to fight it and get it in there. Alright, so we got that thing in there. Scraped it up pretty good getting it in there, but I mean, it's a nightmare to fish it in there. But there you go. It does go in there. We didn't have to disconnect any suspension parts. We already have the brakes and hubs out because we're doing those wheel bearings. But I don't think the brakes would have even been that much in the way. So if you have to remove the brakes and rotors, that's fine. You definitely won't have to pull those bearings, but we were able to get it in there. Alright, Charlie needs the rest of these parts here. We'll get these things over to him. You need the bracket? There you go.
Can you see what I'm doing?
I can't see what you're doing in there. I'm trying to get it on video here, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Maybe if I straddle you.
Oh, I like that.
There we go. You can see what he's working on in there. You just can't see him working on it. So, just got to get that bracket in there. And then we're going to have to order new sway bar end links to replace these ones down here. The Suspension Techniques rear sway bar comes with these Allen head bolts with flat washers and lock washers. We're going to go ahead and put those in and tighten them down right now. These Allen head bolts might look fancy, but then you got to reach up in there with pliers just to basically turn that bolt in enough so that you can fit an Allen wrench on top of that bolt, between the top of the bolt and the body of the car. Major pain. This is definitely tight work. So last thing I need to do is get some new end links in here. The other ones, one didn't come off the sway bar and they just don't look like they're in very good shape, so I'm going to go ahead and get them ordered and replaced. So I didn't really like the sway bar end links, so I got these ones ordered in. There's a part number if you're interested. I got them on Amazon. They look like this. So there's the sway bar, and this end link needs to come out of here for me to get started. That's what I got out of there. You know, you just put a wrench 12mm on right here and take the 14mm nut off. Basically the same thing you do here, except it's a 14 on this side too. And that goes in there next. Let's see if I can get that up in there. Alright, Tony's gonna slap this other end link in. See if we can get a look at how he's doing that. Oh, I don't think we can. His big gorilla hands are in the way. But he's definitely getting in there. If you could see in there, you'd see that he's getting that thing in there.
Joe.
Yeah.
I got it in there. Did you see it?
I do. I see it right now. As you can see, since the other end link is on, Tony's having to pull that end of the sway bar down to get that nut started. Then we'll be able to tighten it right down real good. Alright, Tony's going to get that other nut that goes to the sway bar. That's a flange nut with a nylon lock in it. And we just got to tighten them up.
Put cheese on it.